the tools I use in my business is a free service called Sly Dial. And what Sly Dial basically does is it allows you to leave a voicemail on somebody's cell phone without their phone ever ringing. So really cool technology. And I use it in a number of different ways. So let's say a motivated seller calls me. I collect their information, and for whatever reason, we just cannot reach a deal. So what I do is I add them into my follow-up campaign. And one of the things I do in my follow-up campaign is I send them emails. Another thing I do is I might pick up the phone and actually give them a call. But at some point, I might say to myself, you know what? I just want to leave a message for them that says what I got to say. And if they're really interested in potentially selling me their property, they'll give me a call. And so let's say on day 60, after I generated that motivated seller lead and couldn't reach a deal in my follow-up campaign, on day 60, I have my calendar remind me to Sly Dial that particular person. And so basically what you do is you call 267 Sly Dial, which is like 267-759-3425, I believe. And they'll give you a voice prompt. And you basically put in the phone number of the person that you want to Sly Dial, and it has to be a cell phone. And then you're going to be connected immediately to their voicemail, and you just leave them a message. And now you don't have to waste any time talking to that person, especially if you feel or you believe that there's a chance that they won't want to actually talk to you unless they really like your message. And if they like what you got to say on the voicemail message, then they're going to call you back. And so that's one of the ways I use Sly Dial. And now you can kind of expand on that and start thinking creatively and say, well, what are some other ways to do it? Well, you can call your non-paying tenants. Maybe you don't want to talk to them, but you just want to, rip them a new one and say, pay me. Maybe you want to yell at your contractor because he sucks, or you want to motivate him and you don't want to talk to him and yell at him face to face because, well, he's got a hammer and you don't. Might be another thing. Letting your cash buyers list know that you have a new wholesale property. Telling your VA or your intern to do something like go put a lockbox on a property or whatever, and you just don't want to deal with them. So there's a lot of cool uses for this tool, and the best part about it is it's free.
I'm thinking of one person specifically who is a really valuable part of my team that I have to communicate with on a regular basis. But every time I get on the phone with this guy, I know it's not going to be a quick conversation. I like to be cordial, but I also like to be concise, get to the point, and then move on to other things. And we all have these people in our lives, right? It just takes forever for this person to actually get to the point. And there's, and then they just feel like they need to keep the conversation dragging. I love this guy. He's a hugely important part of my team. I don't want to do without him, but I'm going to start Sly Dialing him, I swear, because if I can just shoot right to his voicemail, tell him what he needs to know and move on, then we're good to go. So fantastic tool. I'm sure you can think of 1,000 different ways to use it over the course of the next year. Remember it. Thank you, my friend, for bringing this to light and giving us all a few handy ways that we can use it in our real estate investing businesses.
No problem, JP.